It was a stormy night in Xenia, Ohio, when I found myself exhausted and desperate for rest. The Xenia Country Inn, a dilapidated structure barely visible through the sheets of rain, seemed like the only refuge in this desolate town. Entering the dimly lit lobby, the flickering overhead light cast eerie shadows on the worn-out furniture. The receptionist, an elderly woman with vacant eyes, greeted me with a forced smile. "Room 13, she muttered, handing me an antique key with a rusty tag. The corridor leading to my room felt colder than the storm outside. Faint whispers echoed, unsettling my senses as I approached the door marked with a faded 13. The key creaked in the lock, and as I entered, a feeling of dread washed over me. The room was a time capsule of neglect. Musty air clung to the threadbare curtains, and a flickering bulb barely illuminated the stained wallpaper. Deciding to ignore the unsettling atmosphere, I settled into the lumpy mattress, hoping for a few hours of undisturbed sleep. As I lay there, the rhythmic tapping of rain on the window merged with distant murmurs. A sudden chill enveloped the room, prompting me to pull the covers tighter. Glancing towards the window, I noticed a silhouette, a figure standing beyond the glass, obscured by the storm. My pulse quickened and I squinted, trying to discern features. The figure remained motionless, a dark outline against the tempestuous night. Fear rooted me to the spot as the realization dawned that there was no balcony or ledge outside my room. Summoning courage, I approached the window, breath hitching at the sight. A face, ghastly and expressionless, pressed against the glass. The eyes, devoid of life, locked onto mine. Panic surged through me, and I stumbled backward, crashing into furniture. Frantically, I reached for my phone, intending to capture evidence of this supernatural encounter. But when I turned back, the window was empty. The figure had vanished. A disconcerting quiet settled, broken only by the relentless rain. Reluctant to stay alone, I decided to explore the inn, seeking answers. Each creaking floorboard heightened my anxiety. The flickering lights played tricks on my imagination, creating fleeting shadows that seemed to dance at the edge of my vision. In the lobby, I questioned the elderly receptionist about the history of the inn, but her responses were cryptic. She muttered about shadows, trapped souls, and a night that repeats itself. Unease gnawed at me, and I realized I might not escape this place unscathed. Returning to my room, the atmosphere had changed. A faint scent of decay lingered in the air. As I pondered my next move, a shuffling noise interrupted the silence. Fear clawed at my throat as the door slowly swung open. There, at the threshold, stood the figure from the window, its features still obscured by shadows. Paralyzed, I watched as it advanced, whispering incomprehensible words. My mind raced, searching for a way out. In a moment of desperation, I remembered the rusty key from the front desk. With trembling hands, I hurled it at the apparition, and an otherworldly scream pierced the air. The figure dissipated, leaving only the fading echoes of its tormented wails. As the first light of dawn broke through the storm clouds, I hastily packed my belongings, determined to leave this accursed inn behind. In the lobby, the receptionist's eyes bore into mine, conveying a silent warning. Driving away, I reflected on the night's horrors. The Xenia Country Inn concealed secrets beyond my understanding, a place where the veil between the living and the departed grew thin. My advice to any weary traveler: beware the allure of desolate motels, for some secrets are best left undisturbed. Should you find yourself in the grip of a storm, and a weary inn beckons with promises of shelter, think twice before unlocking its secrets. The night may hold more than mere shadows, and some encounters are best left unexplored. Trust your instincts, for in the darkness truth often hides, waiting to reveal itself to those who dare to seek it. The rain beat relentlessly against the car windows as we navigated through the flood-affected town. Our family, on a mission to provide aid, sought refuge for the night in the only place that seemed untouched by the rising waters. an eerie motel overlooking a desolate lake. As we pulled into the parking lot, the motel by the lake loomed like a shadow against the stormy sky. The flickering neon sign cast an otherworldly glow, and the air felt thick with foreboding as we approached the dimly lit reception area. The motel managers, a couple with hollow eyes and strained smiles, welcomed us with forced pleasantries. The husband's gaze lingered too long, sending shivers down my spine, but exhaustion compelled us to overlook the unease. Our room, tucked away at the end of a long, dimly lit corridor, was a claustrophobic space adorned with outdated furniture. As the night fell, strange occurrences unfolded. The unsettling murmur of the managers discussing unseen matters, hidden bags of children's clothes stowed in a closet, and a chilling refusal to provide directions to a nearby location our family had intended to visit. Anticipation clawed at me as I observed the motel's peculiarities. When I pressed the managers for an explanation, their responses were cryptic, and their eyes hinted at a darkness beyond the storm outside. With trepidation, we settled into the creaking beds, the rhythmic patter of rain on the window serving as an unsettling lullaby. Restlessness settled over me, and as the clock ticked into the early hours, I heard a soft whisper, a voice carried by the wind, filled with sorrow and despair. Unable to resist its call, I slipped out of bed, guided by an unseen force. The corridor outside our room transformed into a tunnel of shadows. Unexplained lights flickered at the end, drawing me closer to an unknown revelation. The motel's silence was broken only by the haunting whispers that grew louder with every step. At the corridor's end, a door stood ajar. A pale glow emanated from within, revealing a room unlike the others. My breath caught as I witnessed a ghastly scene. A room frozen in time, adorned with abandoned toys, faded photographs, and a lingering sense of tragedy. My heart pounded in my chest as the truth unfolded. A heartbreaking tale of lost innocence and unspoken horrors hidden within the motel's walls. The managers, custodians of this dark secret, had ensnared us in their web of deceit. Frantically, I rushed back to our room, waking my family with urgency. As we prepared to escape the clutches of the motel by the lake, we noticed the managers watching us with malevolent satisfaction. Their hollow eyes betrayed no remorse, only a sinister acknowledgement of our discovery. As we sped away from that accursed place, the storm outside seemed to echo the turmoil within our hearts. The revelation of the motel's sinister secret haunted our journey back home. In the pursuit of compassion and charity, remain vigilant of the places that beckon with hidden agendas. Trust your instincts and question the peculiarities that defy explanation. Darkness thrives where secrets linger, and not all shelters offer safety. Remember, sometimes the most harrowing secrets are hidden in plain sight, waiting to be unearthed by those brave enough to confront the shadows. The mountain air was supposed to breathe life back into our failing relationship. Sarah and I, worn out by the monotony of our daily lives, sought solace in the secluded embrace of the mountains. A quaint town nestled between peaks promised a weekend of rekindling, but fate had a different plan. As the evening sun painted the sky in hues of pink and orange, we checked into a charming cabin overlooking the valley. The promise of a fresh start hung in the air, but as the night descended, so did the weight of our unresolved tensions. A lover's spat, fueled by pent-up frustration, echoed through the cabin's walls. In the heat of the moment, I stormed out, seeking refuge from the verbal storm that raged between us. In the distance, a neon sign flickered, offering shelter at the Mountain View Budget Motel. The irony was not lost on me. The motel, a forgotten relic of the past, stood isolated against the dark silhouette of the mountains. The night air was thick with an unsettling stillness as I approached the reception, its bell chimming eerily as I stepped inside. A weary attendant with vacant eyes and monotone speech handed me the key to room 13. The hallway felt like a maze of forgotten dreams, each door bearing witness to untold stories. As I entered the room, the air grew colder, and an unshakable feeling of dread settled in the pit of my stomach. Mysterious noises permeated the walls, a symphony of whispers and distant echoes that seemed to carry the weight of forgotten regrets. As I lay on the bed, a relentless wall banging echoed through the night as if demanding entrance to a realm beyond understanding. A glance outside the window revealed shadows dancing in the moonlight, their movements synchronized with the unnatural rhythm of the wall's torment. Fear crawled under my skin, amplified by the cryptic message scrawled on the bathroom mirror: "Leave before dawn." The clock ticked with ominous precision, and as the first light of dawn painted the horizon, I made a desperate escape from the Mountain View budget motel. The once silent halls now echoed with menacing laughter, and I could feel unseen eyes watching my every step. Gasping for breath, I stumbled into the first rays of daylight, grateful for the escape from the sinister grip of that forsaken place. As I looked back, the motel stood as a haunting silhouette against the morning sun, concealing secrets too ominous to comprehend. In the pursuit of solace, be wary of the shadows that lurk in forgotten corners. Trust your instincts, for sometimes the escape you seek might be the very thing that saves you from unseen horrors. In the echoes of a troubled past, heed the cryptic warnings that the night may whisper, and remember, not all journeys lead to rejuvenation. Some may plunge you into the heart of darkness.